Welcome to this video. Yeah, a new and in this case the last video covering my games from the European Club Cup, the seventh final round of the tournament. Yeah, my team was playing a team from Lithuania, and I was playing a guy called Stremavicius. Probably butchering up the pronunciation as usual. Yeah, a junior player turned out, born in 1998, which feels kind of bizarre to me that he was born at a time when, I don't know, when I was already at the same rating that I'm now. So, okay, a 16-year-old player, and he's rated 2,375 during the, or 74, I'm not sure, during the game when it was played. So a very promising junior player here from Lithuania. My prep consisted of finding out that he mostly plays d4 and knows what he's doing. So I was quickly looking at some lines from my book project, Nimzo, Bogo. And well, I sat down, was sitting at the board, and he's playing, whoops, g3. So that's it with preparation. Yeah, okay, so we just play a game without any theoretical discussion in a way. The d5, bishop g2. Okay, yeah, here I was thinking for a moment what his idea might be. What I do, and I think it's something that sometimes pays off. I also, when I prepare for an opponent, I look at, let's say I play like here with black. I'm looking, of course, at what he's doing with white, but I also have a quick look what he's playing with black, just to get an impression. And it occurred to me that this guy is playing the Dutch Leningrad against d4. So I was thinking maybe with this move order he wants to do something like this. If I go c6 now, what many players are doing, maybe he wants to play f4 all of a sudden, and then he has tricked me into sort of a Leningrad reversed, and I have played an early c pawn to c6. Nothing terrible, I mean. This is something that black can play, but at least my choice is somewhat limited. So I thought for a moment and I went e5, just grabbing the center. I didn't go e5 here, oops, not that, e5 here, because then he has c4, and we all of a sudden have an English, which I don't know with black. Yeah, I don't really know that opening. So this is why I went d5 first, and only here I went e5. I was thinking that f4 here, this thing with the Leningrad Dutch reversed, I was already considering on move 1, like g3, d5. I was thinking that this maybe is not a good idea due to h5. This kind of thing looks very dangerous. I was only thinking about this over the board, but it looks very dangerous. So, okay, to cut this short, he went bishop g2, I went e5. So there is no reversed Dutch today. He played d3, which I welcomed. Yeah, now we get a reversed Pirz. Yeah, I was a bit more concerned about c4. I'm not totally sure what I do then. I mean, okay, it's not like I'm out of ideas, but here black has some possibilities. He can take, yeah, he can play c6. I can play d4. I'm not quite sure what I would have done, but okay, he didn't do that. He went, as mentioned, he went d3. Okay, yeah, and against this kind of reversed Pirc, I always play this setup: knight to c6, knight f3, g6. Yeah, I like this this setup. Castles, bishop g7, knight d2, knight g7, c3, castles, e4. Yeah, very standard type of setup. It's also a little bit like a King's Indian attack, yeah, for white, and black has put up his pieces in that fashion. e4, and then I went a5 to prevent any b4 business. Yeah, what is black's idea? His idea is to set up a very solid central formation, like h6, bishop e6, queen d7, rook d8, rook e8. Like, yeah, put everything in the center and just ask white, okay, what exactly is your plan in this position? Black is very much well centralized and has no bad pieces. I always think that this kind of setup is very very comfortable to play, at least in terms of equality. Yeah, he played a4 now. Yeah, maybe stopping my pawn and possibly fighting for the c4 square. Yeah, in case of this pawn on d5 moving, like taking or advancing, he will get a square for the knight on c4. I went h6, hard to do without this move. I want to play bishop e6 at some point. Queen c2, bishop e6, and now he captured on d5. Yeah, interesting moment. White is giving up the center here for the moment, but he wants some counterplay, some play against the e5 pawn. Yeah, okay, I captured. Yeah, knight d5 was also possible, but bishop takes is an interesting choice. I like the move. The idea was, after rook e1, queen d7, knight c4, I had originally planned the move e4 here. Yeah, at first it looks rather nice. Yeah, if white takes, oops, he blunders a piece. But then when I was sitting there right at the board, I was all of a sudden recognizing that white has a good continuation here. Surprisingly good continuation. He can play knight fd2. The point is that what I was first thinking after this capture, white is not forced to take with the pawn, because after f5 I really have a nice structure. Yeah, I have this idea, knight coming to d3, and all in all I have a nice centralized position. He's not forced to do that. He can play knight takes c4, and this is quite strong. Pawn takes d3 and queen b3, and if you look at this position, you will see that white has a tremendous compensation for the pawn. It is quite apparent after a while, maybe, if you look at it. White now has strong pieces all around. A great bishop. This bishop will come to an active square. b7 hangs, and he just plans like bishop f4 or e3. Yeah, rook to d1, and then picking up the pawn. I cannot really support the pawn. This position is excellent for white. I'm glad that I spotted that, because c4 was e4 was my original plan. But okay, it's not a big problem. My center is well supported anyway. At first I thought, after I spotted this, okay, well, yeah, not a big deal. I just take c4, why not? And play this position. Not bad. Yeah, this is not a bad position. But then I saw another possibility, and this intrigued me. I went with rook fe8 after this knight c4 move. Yeah, it's just a blunder. It looks like I'm blundering the e5 pawn. Now it's not a blunder, but it's an interesting pawn sacrifice. I actually believe that he should have taken it. He should have taken the pawn. Let's look at it. What's happening is rather forced. If white takes, and it's not really a huge difference how he takes. Yeah, let's say with this, I capture, takes, take. Yeah, and here we come to the first interesting moment. My idea was that now I have two possibilities and I wasn't sure what's better. After bishop to g2, king takes, I have this check, king g1 and knight f5. This looks attractive. The whole thing is based on the fact, of course, that white is very much not developed. Not moved, and a weak back rank. Yeah, plus there is knight d4. White, however, has a save here. The move rook to e4. Quite, I'm not sure, surprisingly, this holds the fort. Black now has no great continuation. Yeah, it's really a bit surprising, but it is really the case. It looks really bad at first, but I have nothing great in this position. White seems to be in trouble, but there is nothing apparent. If, for example, I play knight d4, which looks fancy, he just plays queen d1, and there's nothing happening. It's quite funny. It's weird. So this is not enough, but my second idea is it seems better. Knight c6. Knight f5. Sure, knight f5. This is also interesting. The idea is quite similar. We attack the rook here, and white cannot take because there is this happening. Yeah, and here I have a substantial compensation. Rook e8, queen d1 is necessary, really. Yeah, because there was this threat on e1, takes, and now a move like c5 that should give black enough compensation. It's not more than that, but it is compensation. My original intention really was to go for this line. I didn't see that rook e4 as such a strong defense, but the other line, it seems, with that I just showed, this one with this end position, seems to be okay for black, giving me enough compensation. But this is what he probably should have done. His continuation really did not help him a lot. He went bishop e3. In this position, I already anticipated the end of the game. I saw how I could win the game, and it was really funny that it happened. Yeah. Okay, I'm not spoiling too much here, I think. I now went knight f5, just attacking this bishop, maybe taking it. He went rook d1, and in this position it was clear to me what his plan was. He wanted to play rook d1, and he wanted to probably put the bishop on c1. Yeah, you don't really want black to take the bishop, and my rationale was, okay, I could have taken it, of course. Yeah, I mean, I went when I went to f5, and here I can take now, but I was thinking, when I go rook d8, he will probably play bishop c1. This might be the idea that he was having. He wants to preserve this bishop. And the funny thing is, bishop c1 would lose the game straight away, like immediately. I'm not showing you why, because it's the same thing in the game. He went to c5, played b6, to went to a3. Yeah, and here, if you want a small tactical puzzle, you can look at this. Black to play and win. You might see it in the move list here. Yeah, black to play and win. The winner is bishop f3. Counterintuitive, but if it wins the game, why not? Takes, oops, and knight to d4. Funny. Takes, and now we have a huge fork. Queen and bishop. Yeah, and it's not that. The bishop on a3 falls with check, and it's taking an exchange with it. He went queen c3. I took boof, next one, and after this he resigned. Yeah, white is an exchange down, a pawn down, and he will lose even more material, this and this. So this was the final game, a win after 22 moves. My opponent simply had an off day. He did not see this this neat little tactical trick. It was quite funny when he played bishop c5. It was clear to me that when I play b6, his idea is to play bishop a3. Yeah, no one plays bishop c5 and after b6 goes back. But I was thinking, if I now take like 10 minutes and play b6, he might spot it. Might see it. So I played b6 basically immediately, and yeah, he went to a3, and then I could win the game. Yeah, funny. Yeah, okay. If he for some reason would have spotted it, yeah, and went to e3 back, then black quite clearly has a good position. Yeah, I'm perfectly centralized. I'm not sure what I would have done. I'm pretty sure that I wouldn't have played the move that the computer Houdini here just suggested. I was thinking that if everything else fails, I mean, it was positive that this is the best, but something like that is at least good for black. I mean, not like brilliant, but it's a good structure. This was my if everything else fails plan. The computer points out a really nice move, knight to b8. Funny, yeah, very funny move. And it turns out that this is quite nice. The idea is to play this move, queen to c6. All of a sudden building up some pressure on the long diagonal. It's not easy to counter this move. White already is in some trouble here. Yeah, he needs to do some fairly unnatural moves to make sure that he counters this pressure. This is pressure. Of course, I mean, bishop c5, b6, bishop e3 is pretty dumb. But maybe if he recognizes that bishop a3 leads to a disaster, he should still go back to e3, of course. Yeah, I was a bit lucky, if you want, in this game that I won that quickly. I really had an off day. I mean, not lucky in the sense that I was in danger, but it was a very easy win, let's say, that I didn't expect at all to happen, at least not that quickly. Always thankful in the final round of a tough tournament that you don't have to play like a 6-hour, 7-hour marathon game. It happened in the final round, by the way, when they were already handing out the winners' cup and everything, the Champions Cup. There was still some guy playing. Some guys were still playing in the hall, but it was already clear who had won the championship. Yeah, okay, I hope you enjoyed this coverage. 5 games of my tournament here, the European Club Cup. I will do those kind of this coverage of my own games more often, at least if the games are interesting. I have played 2 more games in recent weeks, like 2 or 3 weeks, in league chess that were also interesting, and I will cover those in the next couple of days. Thanks for watching.